Hi, I'm Chad Mackay, president of El Gaucho Hospitality. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to buy the best steak that you can when you can't buy it from us. So the first is to talk about grade. And many people are familiar with USDA, and really choice and prime are the commodity versions of that. And what I want to do is tell you there are better grades of beef. And what we start off with is something called certified Angus beef, and you can find that at a number of retailers locally. And what it really does, it actually gives a much more high consistency of flavor and tenderness. In addition to that, we use the Nyman Ranch CAB product, which is a no antibiotics, no hormones, and all vegetarian feed with incredible animal handling protocols. So it is rare and unique, and it's not found at local stores. So I'm going to steer you to the CAB product because it's more abundantly found. The second part I want to cover is aging. And this is something that a lot of people don't understand, but you need to age beef at least 4 weeks for it to really tenderize and develop the flavor that you want. At El Gaucho, we dry age our beef for 28 days to 35 days. That really helps tenderize and concentrate that steak flavor. So what I want to cover now is really the third topic, and that is when you're at the store, how do you select the best steaks that are there? I'm going to cover 2 of those, which is the New York strip loin and the rib steak. And I'm going to show you that not all steaks are created equal, and when you're buying them, how to buy the best quality that you can get. So let's start with the New York strip. Here's a typical package you would find in the grocery store. And what I want to do is show you how a butcher cuts up a strip loin and which cuts to avoid and which cuts are going to be the best ones. So for steaks, you want to have a nice 1.5 inch thickness for a New York. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut each of these. And what I'm going to do is show you when this nerve starts to show up. So you can see that's a nice marbled steak, nicely trimmed. And as you can see, this is just solid meat. So we're not even close to the nerve at this point. So if you look at this, it's a little hard to see because of the marbling on this, but you're starting to see this nerve, this real strike come through. If we look at the other side, it's not all the way through. So far, this would be okay. This one is just the beginning of the nerve, but should be still a great eating steak. So on this one, the nerve is more pronounced. It's actually striking through. And so this is the beginning of the steak that I would not want to buy. And this is what we don't serve in the restaurants. Okay, so this is the entire strip loin cut up, and we basically have 11 steaks that were cut from this. And at our restaurants, probably these last 3 we would never serve. So really, you've got 3 cuts out of 11, almost 30% of the strip loin that wouldn't qualify to be even bought in our restaurants. So what I want to do is I want you to pick these and not these. So take this package. This is actually, it's called a value pack. It's 2 big steaks in here. And this is the same price per pound. It's about 13 bucks a pound, whether you buy the nerve end or this side. So this is actually not a value. This is a ripoff. The way you could tell in a package whether a nerve is there or not is you can literally see it striking through the meat. You can feel it because it's actually got quite a, it's actually tough. You can feel it in the meat. Your local store sells the entire thing at the same price. So why would you pay the same price for the less quality than for the best? So let's buy the best. The other trick that stores will use to basically cover up some of this flawed steaks is they'll put a sticker over the nerve. So on a New York strip loin, sometimes you'll see they'll put a sticker kind of just right over the center of it. You can actually just rub on that sticker and figure out whether it's beneath there or not. This is another example. This is a T-bone steak, or it's labeled a T-bone steak. And it is $13 a pound as well. However, this is not what I would call a quality T-bone steak. It has none of the filet mignon or the tenderloin that would be part of a T-bone or as a bigger eye, a porterhouse. So really you're paying $13 a pound for about 2.5 ounces of bone, and I love bone-in steaks and there's great flavor, but I'm not going to pay the same price as one without the bone. This you want to avoid. So hopefully these tips are going to make you a smarter buyer at your local grocery store. You may not know this, but you can actually buy steaks from us as well. If you want to be guaranteed the best quality and the best cuts, just go to our website and order from any of your local restaurants.